Test, test, test.
Hi, it's Aaron Ford. Anybody there?
Hello, Mr. General. It's Cisco. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, Cisco. How are you, sir?
Good.
Good.
Right.
All right. I'm going to mute myself till we get started.
All right. Sounds good.
Secretary of State Aguilar, is that door locked? Because our DAG is having a hard time getting in the room. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And General Ford is on the phone, by the way.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
General Ford is on the phone.
Yes, thank you. I heard that when I came in. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
We're just waiting on the governor, and it should be just a couple of minutes.
All right, good morning, everybody. Attorney General, do you have communications down there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Thank you. I'm on the phone, actually.
Oh, you're on the phone? Cisco, Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. All right, let me call to order the Nevada State Board of Examiners schedule for today, June 13th, 2023 at 10 a.m. Could I have the clerk call the roll, please?
Governor Lombardo,
Present.
Secretary of State Aguilar,
Present.
Attorney General Ford.
Here.
Let the record reflect we have a quorum.
All right, we'll close agenda item number 1, move on to public comment. This first public comment period is limited to comments on items on the agenda. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this public comment period unless the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an action item. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have any public comment there to the south?
No public comment, Governor.
Do we have any here in Carson City? Please come forward and identify yourself. There should be a button right in front where you see a guy talk, his face. There you go.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair Lombardo, members of the board. My name is Richard Manhattan with Properion. It's a Nevada domiciled sole proprietorship based in unincorporated Clark County, Nevada. I'm here today to discuss items number the items that are listed in contracts for approval. There are 2 contracts that are slated for approval that have been notice of intent by the Nevada Department of Tourism. The first is 10 TCA S2275, Germany representation office, and the second is 10 TCA S2258, which is a United Kingdom representation office. In a perfect world, I noticed that this is my first time here, and there are a number of people here, and so it seems time is
They're
of
all
the
looking
essence.
at you.
Thank you very much. But in a perfect world, if there is an appetite for it, it would be wonderful to pull these items out of the consent agenda for contract approval for additional discussion. I'll leave that to the board's discretion, but of course, I would generally like to discuss how my experience as a small business owner in bidding on these contracts and what I perceive and our team perceives as some practices that can be addressed perhaps by the purchasing department and by agencies at the state level to make it a little bit more feasible for small businesses to bid and compete on contracts of this nature. There's a noticeable variation in between how agencies in Clark County bid on or allow firms to bid on contracts and how it's done at the state level. And I particularly want to say that the agency has indicated they'd like to award these firms to one German-based firm and then one UK-based firm. And I will just focus on the German one for now, but if you look at the arrival statistics from both the LVCVA and the McCarran statistics, there hasn't been appreciable growth in arrival from those markets over the time frame over the past 10 years. And the agency has already had a 10-year long-standing relationship with one of these firms in Germany. And so I'll leave it at that and ask that if there's an opportunity to discuss this more during that time frame, that I'll stick around in case you have time.
Thank you. Do we have any additional public comment? Do we have any on the phone or? All right, hearing none and seeing none, we will close the public comment section and move on to agenda item number 3, approval of the May 9th, 2023 and May 17th, 2023 meeting minutes for possible action. Do we have any questions or concerns by any board members?
No questions. Motion to approve?
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Do I need one?
Not needed, but
Okay.
no, sir.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any opposed? I didn't say aye. I got to say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, motion passes. And we will close agenda item number 3 and move on to agenda item number 4, authorization to contract with a current and/or former state employee for possible action. Do any of the board members need to hear any of these items separately?
No, Governor. Cisco.
No.
Okay, so we'll take it as a consent, correct?
Motion to approve?
Could you explain the motion, Mr. Aguilar, which items?
Sure. Motion to approve items A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and item number 4 for approval. Motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Cisco.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, seeing none, motion passes. Closing agenda item number 4. Moving on to agenda item number 5. Request to designate positions in the state government as critical labor shortages. Department of Public Safety, Director's Office. This is for possible action. Amy, are you going to present on this particular item?
Thank you, sir. Pursuant to NRS 286.523, the Department of Public Safety requests that the Board of Examiners designate DPS Officer 1 and DPS Officer 2 positions as critical labor shortages, and grant a public employees retirement system exemption for the reemployment of qualifying retired employees to fill positions for which a critical labor shortage has been appropriately designated.
Any questions for any board members?
Motion to approve item number 5 for the Department of Public Safety.
All right, we have a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. We will close agenda item number 5 and move on to 6, request for approval to pay for a tort claim pursuant to NRS 41.036 for possible action. Ms. Stevenson?
Thank you, sir. Pursuant to NRS 41.036, the Office of the Attorney General submits the following tort claim request for approval. Claimant is Michael Rhymes. Claim number TC 20558. Settlement amount is $159,500. Date of loss was November 9th, 2018. Are there any questions on this item?
Any questions of any board members?
No, Governor.
Can you make a motion, please?
Motion to approve item number 6, pay a tort claim pursuant to NRS 41.036 in the amount of $1,059,500.
We have a motion, signify by saying aye for approval.
Aye.
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 Motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 7, request for designation of bad debt for possible action. Ms. Stevenson?
Thank you, sir. Pursuant to NRS 232.605, subsection 2, the Advisory Council to the Division of Industrial Relations requests that the Board of Examiners designate the following debts as bad debts, as they have been determined to be uncollectible. For Occupational Safety and Health Administration fines and penalties, $69,517.88. Uninsured employer claim account, $1,170,930.91. Workers' compensation administrative fines and penalties, whatever, $446,330.73. Mechanical compliance, $860, for a total of $1,687,639.52. Are there any questions on this item, sir?
No questions.
No questions. Can I entertain a motion, please?
Motion to approve item number 7, request for designation of bad debt for the Department of Business and Industry.
We have a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We will close 7 and move on to agenda item number 8, request for approval of payment from a statutory contingency account for possible action. Ms. Stevenson?
Thank you, sir. Pursuant to NRS 293.253, subsection 5, the Secretary of State requests the amount of $275,061 from the statutory contingency account to reimburse county clerks for the cost of publications for statewide ballot measures from the 2022 general election. Are there any questions on this item?
The question I have is, I guess from the DAG or the Attorney General, is the Secretary of State able to vote on this item?
Rosalie Bordelove, Board Counsel for the record. Yes, we have, because this is generally payment in, it's payment as part of and a request as part of the general duties of his office, and not to benefit him personally in any way, he can vote on it.
Okay, thank you. All right, can I entertain a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Governor, I move that we approve agenda item number 8, a request for approval of payment from the contingency account for the Secretary of State in the amount of $270,061.
All right, we have a motion. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. We will move on, close number 8, move on to agenda item number 9, request for the recommendation of approval to the Interim Finance Committee for an allocation amount from the contingency account for possible action. Ms. Stevenson?
Thank you, sir. There are two requests under agenda item 9. The first one is for Home Means Nevada, Inc., which is requesting a positive recommendation from the Board of Examiners to the Interim Finance Committee. Contingency account, pursuant to NRS 353.268, for an allocation of $230,246 from the Interim Finance Committee Contingency Account to be deposited in the account for foreclosure, mediation assistance, and transferred to Home Means Nevada, Inc. for support of the foreclosure mediation program. Is there a question on this first item, or would you like me to go to the second?
We will take all items together.
Okay, so the second one is from the Department of Education, which is requesting a positive recommendation to the Interim Finance Committee pursuant to NRS 353.268 for an allocation of $241,874 from the Interim Finance Committee Contingency Account to cover a shortfall for the 1/5 Retirement Credit Purchase Program for fiscal year 2023. Are there any questions on these items?
No questions. Motion to approve item.
All right, hearing no
Item-
questions. I'm sorry, I cut you off, Mr. Aguilar. Can I have the motion again?
Motion to approve item number 9, request for recommendation of approval to the Interim Finance Committee for an allocation in amounts listed in A and B.
A and B. We have a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. We will close agenda item number 9 and move on to number 10, approval of proposed leases. Ms. Stevenson.
Thank you, Governor. There are 10 leases under agenda item number 6 for approval by the board today. There's a correction on lease number 9. The term end of 8/31/2024 should be 8/31/2028. Also, lease number 10 is a retroactive extension of an existing lease. Are there any questions on this item?
Any questions of any board members? On
No
lease?
questions.
So I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve leases listed in item number 10.
Okay, Mr. Aguilar, can you add leases 1 through 10?
Sure. Motion to approve leases in item number 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
And 10.
10.
All right, we have a motion. Please signify by, hold on just a second. All right, we have a motion. Please signify your approval by stating aye.
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 Motion passes. We will close agenda item number 10 and move on to agenda item number 11, approval of proposed contracts for possible action. Ms. Stevenson.
There are 170 contracts under agenda item number 11 for approval by the board today. Please note that contract number 6 has been withdrawn. Are there any questions on any of these items?
Are there any questions, any board members?
No questions.
What was the total number, Ms. Stevenson?
170, sir.
Minus number 6.
Minus number 6. All right, can I entertain a motion?
Motion to approve contracts in item number 11, numbers 1 through 170, minus number 6.
All right, we have a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes. We will close number 11 and move on to item number 12, approval of proposed master service agreements for possible action. Ms. Stevenson.
There are 9 master service agreements under agenda item 12 for approval by the board today. Are there any questions on this item?
Do we have any questions from any board members?
No questions.
Confirming separate agreements being 1 through 9, Ms. Stevenson? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, we have, can I entertain a motion for item number 12?
Motion to approve agreements in 1 through 9 and item number 12.
All right, we have a motion. Can I have all those in favor signify by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. We will close item number 12 and move on to item number 13, informational item, clerk of the board contracts. Or is that you, Ms. Stevenson?
Yes, sir. There are 51 contracts over $10,000 and under the $100,000 threshold that were approved by the clerk of the board between April 13th, 2023 through May 14th, 2023. This item is informational, and are there any questions on any of these contracts?
Do we have any questions of any board members?
No questions.
Mr. Ford, any questions?
No, sir, none here.
Okay, that's informational only. And we will close item number 13 and move on to 14, information item reports, inclusive of A and B. Ms. Stevenson?
There are 2 informational reports under agenda item 14 today. The first comes from the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of State Lands, fiscal year 2023, third quarter. Pursuant to NRS 321.5954, subsection 4, the State Land Registrar is required to provide the Board of Examiners quarterly reports regarding lands or interest in lands transferred, sold, exchanged, or leased under the Tahoe Basin Act program. This submittal reports program activities for the third quarter of fiscal year 2023. The second report is the statewide quarterly overtime report, fiscal year 2023, third quarter. Pursuant to NRS 284.180, the Department of Administration, Division of Human Resource Management, must prepare and submit quarterly to the Budget Division of the Office of Finance a report regarding all overtime worked by employees of the Executive Department during the quarter. The Budget Division shall transmit quarterly to the Board of Examiners a report and the analysis of the Budget Division regarding the report. The Budget Division submits the third quarter overtime report and analysis for the fiscal year 2023. Would you like me to go into further details regarding any of these reports?
Are there any questions of any board members of the items A or B?
No questions.
None.
So I have, this is Governor Lombardo question, Ms. Stevenson. On the overtime report, you signify or identify an 11% increase from fiscal year 2022. Is that directly related to our vacancy factor?
Yes, sir, it is.
So it wouldn't be out of the norm?
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions by any other board members? All right, this item's informational.
No questions.
Thank you. This item's informational only. We'll close item number 14 and move on to number 15, public comment. This is the second opportunity for public comment. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Mr. Aguilar, anybody there to the south?
No public comment, Governor.
Anybody here in Carson City? All right, seeing none and hearing none, we will close public comment and we will move for adjournment. I make the motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, sure, all 3 of us. All right. All right, well, this will close the meeting. Thank you, everybody, for your participation.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.